Hi, I'm Jake Ferree, and this is Yo 30 Strength for Xbox Fitness. Today we have Mike, and then we also have Jenny over here. Jenny's going to be our modifier throughout the sequencing here today. So anytime throughout the poses you need to modify, you're going to be looking towards Jenny. With that said, let's get started. You're going to start here on your knees, towards the middle of your mat. Go ahead and sit towards your butt. Jenny's already grabbing a block there, so if you feel like you have any pressure on the knees, you can always sit onto the block. It can either be on the low range, which is what she's doing there, or you can put it on a little bit higher, but depending on how your body feels. So keep that in mind. Palms turn to face up. Lift the chest up. Pull the shoulders back and relax the shoulders down the back. Gazes forward, close the eyes down, and start to deepen the breath. Allow your inhales and your exhales to become a bit longer. Letting that breath move through your body, becoming more aware of that breath and noticing how it moves through you. The Yo 30 program that we're doing here today is strength-based, but the strength isn't necessarily all physical strength. I want us to be able to come to a place that's a little bit deeper than that physical and go beyond the poses and find that strength from a place that's within. There's a lot of the stuff that we're going to be doing as far as the arm balances and stuff like that. It's all about finding the right position of the body. So it's strength on awareness. So keep that in mind as we begin to practice here today. Slowly start to open the eyes and then lift the butt off the heels. So you're going to be bringing the hips up, stacking the hips. If you have that block, just go ahead and remove it out to the side. Place your feet about hip width apart and then tuck your toes. Once your toes are tucked, hands come center to the hips. Belly stays active, puff the chest up. And you're going to find a little bit of balance here, adjusting the weight towards the right leg, the leg that's away from the TV. And then step the other leg forward, the TV leg forward. Our alignment that we're working on first here is knee over ankle. Both hands come onto the thigh. Start to press the hands into the thigh to lift the chest up. You begin to pull the hips forward a little bit so we get the stretch going a little bit deeper into that back quadricep. And then release both hands down to the inside of the foot. You're going to take that front foot and just heel toe it out to the side of the mat so it's towards the corner. You're going to now take the back foot, start to scoot it back a little bit further, coming to what's called lizard pose. Finding that bit of a stretch going throughout the inner groin, throughout the hip, and even that back thigh. If this is not enough for you, you can create a bit more of a challenge and possibly come off the back knee. Good. Now, as you're here, can you sink into the pose a little bit deeper, allowing that stretch to go a little bit further into that front thigh? If you notice here, my front knee is kind of opening up here a little bit. That's okay. We just want to make sure the knee stays in the same alignment as the foot. A few more deep breaths. Going a little bit deeper here into the pose. Release the back knee back down to the floor. And you're going to go ahead and bring the front knee, just go ahead and step it back. Bring your hands all the way back, placing your hands on your hips. Adjust the weight towards the TV leg. And then we're going to step the other foot all the way towards the front of the mat. Once your foot's there, hand comes back onto the thigh, press into the hand to help puff the chest up. Good, and then release both hands down to the inside of the foot. Let's take the foot, you're just going to heel toe it out to the side so it's at the edge of the mat. And then take the back leg, start to scoot that back a little bit. As the back leg starts to scoot back a bit, you should be able to feel that stretch go a little bit deeper into that front thigh, or the back thigh. As you scoot the back leg back, you're going to be able to feel that stretch go a little bit deeper into the back thigh. Front knee stays open. We start to scoot back maybe a little bit more, possibly coming off the back knee, allowing yourself to go a little bit deeper throughout the stretch. Notice what's happening here with the body, also what's happening with the shoulders. Can you relax the shoulders? Can you relax the head? Can you deepen the breath? There's going to be plenty of places throughout the practice here that things are going to get a little bit tough. And when that happens, can we still try to keep that calmness within? It starts with the breath. Release the knee back down to the floor. You're going to take the front foot, just go ahead and step it back. Walk your hands back, bringing your hands back onto your hips. Toes are tucked, knees are about hip width apart. You're going to keep your hands on your hips, but try to pull your elbows back towards each other. As you do that, you're going to feel the chest kind of open up here a little bit. Hips thrust forward, lengthen, extend throughout the chest. You're going to pull the chest up and then begin to arch back. Good. Feel free to look forward or possibly look towards the ceiling. Deepening the breath, breathing all the way up into the chest. Hips keep pulling forward to protect the lower back. Good, lift the chest all the way back up, and then release the hands back down to the floor. All right, once the hands are positioned here on the floor, go ahead and step yourself back to plank pose. Pausing here in plank pose, belly stays active. Neck stays long. You're going to notice here that Jenny's already creating a bit of modification here by keeping her knees on the floor. So keep in mind for you guys at home, depending on how you feel throughout the practice, knees are there as an option. moving right along. As you exhale, start to bend the elbows lower down to what's called chaturanga. Try to keep the belly and the chest off of the floor. Again, Mike's keeping his knees off the ground. You can always modify and have your knees on the floor. Good. Straighten out the arms, come right back to plank. So already finding the strength right off the get-go here, guys. Exhale, bend the elbows lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, right back to plank. And then one last one, chaturanga, this time all the way down to the floor. Good, releasing the belly and the chest down to the ground. We want to make sure our hands are positioned underneath the shoulders. We're going to start to rotate the shoulder heads up, puffing the chest up. As we do that, you're going to create a little bit of engagement here in the lower back. We actually want to be not necessarily pressing so much with the hands, but doing more of a lift throughout the chest by engaging the lower back. We're going to keep Jenny here. Keep in mind that your modification throughout a lot of these sequences is staying in baby cobra. Mike is going to straighten his arms out completely, making that another option for you guys to help build a little bit more strength. Hands are pressing down, shoulders are pulling back, and the chest is pulling forward. If you notice here, Mike's thighs are off the floor, so are his knees. Good, guys. Tuck the toes, press back, downward facing dog. From downward dog, the chest is pulling back towards the thighs. Heels are lowering down towards the floor, and the sit bones are lifting high towards the sky. Your body's creating kind of like a capital A position. So it's a bit of an A, or like I always try to call it like a teepee, because it seems to make more sense in people's minds. So we're trying to create a bit of a teepee position throughout the body. Good. Moving through this vinyasa together. Inhale, shift forward to plank pose. Modifying by going to the knees if needed. Exhale to lower chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. And from downward dog, flowing through what's called Surya Namaskar A, connecting our movement with the breath. Inhale, bends the knees. Exhale, either step or jump, bringing the feet towards the mat. Going a little slow here on the first one. Modification is bringing your hands to your shins. Inhale, find a flat back. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, raise the arms all the way up. Stand tall as you reach the arms. Exhale, hands slowly come center to the heart. Good, so basics behind Surya A is we want to be able to connect our movement with our breath. So each breath that we take creates a new movement. Can you allow your movement to last as long as each breath? Inhale, raise the arms to the sky. Exhale, fold forward, chest starts to lower down towards the thighs. Inhale, create a flat back, lift the chest halfway. Exhale, plant the palms, choose to step back or jump back. Lower down chaturanga as you bend the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra's there for you. Exhale, press back, downward dog. Good, we'll move through this about 2 more times. Inhale, bends the knees, look forward. Exhale, step or jump, feet come forward. Inhale, find a flat back, halfway rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale, raise the arms all the way up. Stand tall as you reach high. Exhale, hands slowly come center to the heart. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, fold forward, chest lowers to the thighs, stretching out the hamstrings. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, plant the palms, step or jump back. Chaturanga works great for the triceps. Inhale, up dog, chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, down dog, press back. Last round through, guys. Inhale, bends the knees. Exhale, step or jump, feet come forward. Inhale, flat back to rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale, raise the arms all the way up. Get tall as you reach high. Exhale, hands slowly come center to the heart. Again, inhale, raise the arms, connecting with the breath. Exhale, fold forward, chest lowers towards the thighs. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Pausing in downward dog. So as you're here in downward dog, just go ahead and pedal the feet a few times, putting some motion into it, allowing the hips to kind of shake a little bit side to side. Good, now begin to find stillness. Chest keeps pulling back towards the thighs, sit bones raised to the sky. Good, inhale, raise the leg that's towards the TV up towards the sky. As you do that, you want to make sure that hip is close off so the pinky toe actually points down towards the floor. Next exhale you take, can you bring the knee to the tricep? So it's trying to make connection there. Belly stays active here, so we're finding some more strength within this pose. Inhale, raise the leg all the way back up, downward dog split. Exhale, steps the foot forward. Jenny's going to modify here and lower her back knee to the floor. Mike's going to stay off the back knee, so you're going to find the one that's going to create the challenge for you. Stay on the fingertips, engage the belly, raise the arms up to the sky, coming into crescent pose. Good. From crescent pose, we're feeling a lot of strength right now happening in that front leg. Strong bend in the front leg, pressing down with the heel of the front foot. Back leg is straight. Puff the chest up. Jenny's keeping that modification by staying on the knee. Another big inhale, guys. As you exhale, begin to twist open towards the TV. As you're open towards the TV, both palms face open. Good. Chest is opening up towards the side. Keep breathing. Keep deepening the breath. Leg position of the front leg stays the same. It's getting a little tough. You can see Mike's kind of shaking here a little bit. That's normal. Stay in it. Inhale to reverse this twist, reaching that back arm towards the outside of the back leg as the top arm reaches up and over. Jenny's still keeping that modification by keeping the back knee on the floor, so keeping that in mind for you guys back at home. Good. Really finding that twist and that extension. Another big inhale. Exhale, release that top hand to the floor as the bottom arm now raises to the sky. Good, so we're in a bit of a twist here. The chest is spun open towards the side as the top arm keeps reaching up towards the ceiling. Good, now you're going to take your front foot. I want you to start to turn it forward towards the TV. And your back foot is going to go ahead and spin so you're on the pinky side edge of it. If you need to modify, you're just going to keep that bottom knee to the floor. Good, now the top leg steps back into side plank. Mike's keeping his knees off the ground. Jenny has her knee on the floor. Everybody can work on this one. Again, we're trying to find that strength from within. So can you possibly start to lift that top leg up even if the bottom knee is on the floor? Where's that strength, guys? Can you find your personal best here in this pose? Belly stays tight. Good. Now take the top knee, pull it into the chest, engage the belly, step the foot all the way forward. Good. Now release the hand down to the floor. You're going to start to walk all the way back, finding that switcheroo so you're now facing the other side of the room. Good. That front foot now steps back, and we move through a vinyasa. Lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, or baby cobra still there for you. Exhale to press back, downward facing dog. Good. Take a big inhale together through the nose. Open the mouth, make some noise. Ha. Just release that tension that we're creating here. Let's do that again. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale, open up, side out. Make some noise with that. Good. Inhale, raise the leg that's towards the TV up to the sky. Good, now take that same knee, bring it to the tricep. As it goes to the tricep, you gotta find that engagement in the belly and keep the hips lifted high. Inhale, leg back up to the sky. Good, exhale, steps the foot forward. If you need to modify, back knees on the floor, but you can keep it off the ground, keep it off the ground. Belly stays tight. Inhale to raise the arms to the sky. Good, staying in crescent pose, or again, modifying with the back knee on the floor. Keeping in mind what works best for your body. And you can always start with crescent pose and come back to a knee, or maybe start a knee and come off a knee. You're gonna be growing and getting stronger throughout this entire series here. So you go with it, you flow with it. Good, as you exhale, spin open towards the TV. Both arms open up, palms are facing towards me, chest is open. Good. From the twist, we're going to reverse back. Inhale, reverse back, reaching that top arm towards the back of the room. You can even start to take your gaze up towards that as well. Finding this length throughout the side body as we keep twisting. Back leg stays straight if you can do it, or if you're, again, need to modify, back knees on the floor. Another inhale. Exhale, release the top hand down to the floor. Other hand is now the new top hand. It raises to the sky. Arms are stacked here. Shoulders are point down the back. Chest is open towards me. Good. Let's take the front foot, start to turn it open towards the TV. Good. And the back foot is going to land on the pinky side edge. Unless you're modifying on this sequence, you can keep that back knee on the floor. Now the top foot starts to scoot back, coming right into your side plank or side plank modification. To create a little bit more challenge here, even if you're modified, can we start to raise that top leg? Good. As you're here working for that personal best, can you keep the belly tight? Can you keep this activation happening, finding the strength from a place that's physical but also mental? Good, guys. Start to pull the knee in towards the chest. Take your gaze forward, and then step it all the way to the front of the mat. Good, now you can release both hands down to the floor. Come off of the back knee. Good, front foot stays forward. Now we're going to start to walk over towards the back of the room, switcheroo towards the front of the room. Yeah, now the front foot now steps back. Lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale to press back into downward facing dog. Good, we took the time to learn it. Now we're going to take the time to move through it. Connecting everything we just done and bringing it all together. Let's flow. Each breath moves us. Inhale, raise the leg towards the TV to the sky. Exhale, knee to tricep. Inhale, leg to the sky. Exhale, steps the foot forward. Inhale, raise the arms, crescent pose or modify. Exhale, twist open towards the TV. Inhale, reverse the twist. Exhale, release the hand to the floor, other arm to the sky. Spin the feet and then stack it, side plank. Again, we're pausing here for this one. Belly stays active, maybe raise the top leg. Another little option bonus here. Feel free to grab onto the big toe and work on that full extension. Good. From this side plank, we're going to go ahead and pull the knee towards the chest. Step the foot all the way forward into the low lunge. Walk to the back and we're going to switch your root to the other side. That foot steps forward, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, still breathing, guys. Exhale, press back, downward dog. Leg towards TV, up to the sky. Exhale, knee to tricep. Inhale, leg to the sky. Exhale, steps the foot forward. Inhale, raise the arms, crescent pose. Exhale, twist open towards the TV. Inhale to reverse the twist, reach back. Exhale, hand to the floor, other arm to the sky. Spin the feet and stack it, side plank or modified side plank. As you're here, possibly raising the leg. Again, your next option, can you grab onto the big toe and work on that extension? Keep the hips lifted, keep the belly tight, keep the strength happening. Look down, knee pulls towards the chest. Step all the way forward with the foot. And then we walk all the way towards the other foot. That foot steps back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, press back, downward dog. You guys are doing so good. Let's do one more round here together. Inhale, raise the right leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to tricep. Inhale, leg to the sky. Exhale, steps the foot forward. Inhale, raise the arms, crescent pose. Exhale, twist open towards the TV. Inhale to reverse the twist. Exhale, hand to the floor, other arm to the sky. Spin and stack it, side plank. Again, if you want to play with it, maybe raise a leg, maybe grab onto the toe. Possibly looking up towards the ceiling, creating a bit more of a challenge there with the balance. Gaze comes forward, knee pulls to the chest, step the foot all the way forward. Switcheroo towards the other foot. Let's step it back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or baby cobra. Exhale, press back, downward dog. Again, keeping in mind, we got this. Leg towards TV, let's raise that to the sky. Exhale, knee to tricep. Inhale, leg to the sky. Exhale, steps the foot forward. Inhale to raise the arms, crescent pose. Exhale, twist open towards the TV. Inhale to reverse the twist. Exhale, hand releases to the floor, other arm to the sky, spin it. And then let's stack it, side plank or modified side plank. Once you're here, work on the intensification. Maybe raise the top leg up. Also, feel free, grab onto the big toe. Work on that extension. Maybe taking the gaze up towards the ceiling. Finding that place that's going to create that challenge for you. Stick with it. Gaze comes forward, foot comes forward, hands come down. Walk it back towards the other foot. Step back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Good, guys. From downward dog, inhale, bends the knees. Exhale, either step or jump, bringing the feet forward towards the front of the mat. Inhale, find a flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, raise the arms all the way up, stand tall. Exhale, hands slowly come center to the heart. Good. From here, Jenny's going to have her feet about hip width apart for the modification. We're going to have Mike keep his feet together. Inhale, sit low, coming into what's called chair pose. Bending the knees, raising the arms. Good. Belly stays active. Can you sit down possibly a little bit lower? Good. Make sure you can see your toes. So if you look down, you should be able to see your toes just past your knees. Good, guys. Now let's adjust our way towards the balls of your feet and come to your tippy toes. So you're going to create a little bit of challenge here as you're on your tippy toes. And begin to spread the knees out a bit. Awesome. Can you keep the hips up but start to lower down throughout the torso, bringing your armpits down to your knees? Again, we want to be able to try to find some strength here. So we're engaging the belly. We're going to start to adjust the weight forward so we now have our elbow positioned over our wrist. Maybe lift one foot off the floor. Maybe lift both feet off the floor. Jenny's going to stay there and just kind of do a switcheroo with each foot. Mike has both feet off the floor here. Belly is active. Hips are high. Finding strong engagement here in the core, in the belly, and in that place deep within. Good. Slowly step back or jump back. Lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, press back, downward dog. Good, guys. From downward dog, just go ahead and slowly lower down to your knees. Walk your hands all the way back towards your thighs and just sit your butt down. If you need that block there behind the butt, just go ahead and place it back down there as well. I'm going to have you guys stay on your knees just so you can watch to see what's happening. Mike's going to be our demonstrator here for this one, so just pay attention to the options behind this pose as we come into it. We're going to be starting in what's called, we'll be starting in downward dog. So Mike's going to come into downward dog. You guys, again, are on your knees just watching. We're going to lift first the leg that's towards the TV up to the sky. That same leg goes to connect to the tricep. A few options for you here. Option 1, you're going to stay here the entire time. Option 2, you're going to bend the elbows. As you bend the elbows, the chest pulls forward. Your body's like chaturanga. Good. Option 3, the back foot floats off the floor. You got to pull the weight forward a little bit more. Keep the belly engagement. Option 4, you're going to extend the front leg. Pausing here in the balance, finding that strength, not only from the physical aspect, but also the mental mind aspect as well. The back foot is lifted, it lowers to the floor. Top leg raises all the way up and back, downward dog split, and then foot lowers down to the floor. Good. Now it's your time. Keep in mind here, there's plenty of options with the pose, so you're going to work on the option that makes the most sense for you. Everybody's in downward dog. From downward dog, the leg that's towards the TV, raise it to the sky. Good. Now you're going to take the knee to the tricep. Knee makes connection to the tricep or as close as you can get it. Option 1, this is where you're going to stay. Option 2, bend the elbows. Option 3, back foot comes off the floor. Option 4, front leg extends towards the TV. Pull the belly in, find that engagement. If the top foot is lifted or the back foot is lifted, lower it to the ground. Top leg all the way up and back, downward dog split, and then release the foot to the floor. Good. Now we have the next side. Raise the leg that's away from the TV to the sky. Good. Now you're going to make connection here between the knee and the tricep. Get up there as high as you can. You really got to engage the core here. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, bend the elbows, chest forward. Option 3, back foot floats off the floor. Option 4, front leg starts to extend. Belly stays tight. Find the place that's going to be challenging you here. If the back foot is lifted, lower it back to the floor. Downward dog split, leg to the sky. Then release the foot down to the floor. Good, guys. From downward dog, slowly come down to your knees. Once you're down on your knees, I want you to work your way down to your forearms, positioning your elbows so they're right underneath the shoulders and fingers spread out wide so the palms are flat to the floor. You're going to notice here that the wrists are right across from the elbows as well. Knees are underneath the hips. Toes are tucked if they're not already tucked. Good, now let's press down with the toes to raise the hips straight up to the sky. Good, now begin to walk the feet forward as close as you can while you still keep the legs straight. Chest keeps pulling back to the thighs. Good, option 1, you're going to stay here. Option 2, raise the leg that's towards the TV up to the sky. Either staying here or your next option, feel free to give it a few hops, maybe coming into your full forearm stand. Hopping is just an option. Good. Hoppers, if you're in it, keep pressing through with the forearms, keep raising the heels to the sky. Good. If you're in the full pose, slowly release yourself back down. Good. And then let's raise the opposite leg to the sky. So the leg away from the TV is now up. Keep the belly tight. Keep pressing through with the forearms. I know it's challenging, but can you stay in it? The next option is to give it a few hops. Feel free to hop, maybe coming up into your full pose. Be careful that you keep pressing through with the forearms so you're not dipping down too much. Heels keep raising to the sky. Belly stays active. Good. If the legs are lifted, lower the feet back down, and then everybody slowly come down to their knees. Good. Knees are spread out wide, coming into child's pose. Arms are extended forward as the butt keeps pulling back. Take a few breaths. Just notice how the practice is affecting the body. And you start to breathe all the way up into the chest and allow the body to relax a little bit deeper as you find that exhale. Good. Slowly start to walk your hands towards the TV. So you're still staying in this child's pose, but you're walking your hands out towards the side. As you do that, you should feel that length now happening throughout the sides of the body, especially the side that's away from the TV. You're feeling that stretch. You're feeling it go a little bit deeper. Good. Now let's begin to walk your hands towards the other side. So now they're walking away from the TV, walking off the mat, and still keeping the hands about shoulder width apart. Good. So you can even see throughout here that the length is happening throughout the side. So you should feel that stretch throughout that front side of the body, the side that's facing towards the TV. Good. Hands slowly start to walk back to center, back to child's pose. And then walk your hands all the way back to your thighs. Once the hands are back to the thighs, lift the chest up. And then bring the butt off of the heels. So you're going to sit up tall. Good. Let's position the knees so they're about hip width apart. And then tuck the back toes. Hands come to the hips. Elbows start to pull back towards each other, so they're rotating back. Hips are going to pull forward. We're going to find this length and extension throughout the spine and then begin to arch back. As you're arching back here, I want you to think of a pole vaulter. If you've ever seen a pole vaulter, they have to rise up before they go over the vault. So we want to find that same effect here. We lift up to arch back. That way we're not putting pressure on our back. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, your hands come down to your heels. As your hands go to your heels, again, you want to be sure that we're still pulling the hips forward, still keeping the chest lifted. Gaze is looking back up towards the sky, or if you start feeling some pressure that doesn't feel comfortable, you can always be looking forward. If your hands are on your heels, slowly bring them back to your hips. Sit back up tall, and then release the hands down to the floor. Once the hands are on the ground, you're just going to go ahead and make your way to your butt, and then turn to face the TV. Both legs extend forward. Good. As the legs are extended forward, you're going to take your right leg, and I want you to cross it over your left leg. Good. Right hand goes behind you, left arm to the sky. Good. That lifted arm goes on the outside of the thigh as you start to twist. Take your gaze towards the back of the room, using each inhale to create a bit more length and extension throughout the spine, using each exhale to create a deeper twist. Unwind the twist so chest faces back forward. You're going to raise the right arm, the same arm as the leg that's bent. Raise it up to the sky. Reach up a bit higher, so you want to create some length. The arm goes down from the inside of the leg, and you reach to try to grab onto the pinky side edge of the foot. If you can't quite grab onto the pinky side edge of it, you're just going to grab on underneath the calf. Do the best you can with this one. The other hand, that's going to go about 8 inches in front of the hip. Good. Fingers are pointing towards the side. We're going to adjust the weight so it's now pressing down a little bit with the hand. And if you notice my toes here, the front foot, it's now pointing towards the side of the room. I press down with the foot that's on the floor. I press down with the hand that's on the ground. And I try to lift my hips. Option 1, this is where I stay. Option 2, can I begin to lift that foot a little bit higher, coming to what's called grasshopper pose. Baby grasshopper. Gently release the butt back down to the floor. Then we're going to extend the leg forward. Other leg crosses over. Good. That same hand goes back behind you. Raise the other arm to the sky. And then exhale, begin to twist. Take your gaze towards the back of the room. Each inhale, can you lengthen the spine? Each exhale, can you deepen the twist? Again, inhale, find length. Exhale, create a twist. Good. Bring the chest back to center. Good. You're going to raise the left arm to the sky. Reach up high. Lengthen. And you're going to reach from the inside of the leg to grab onto the pinky side edge of the extended leg's foot. Or grab onto the calf if that's as far as you can reach. Other hand comes forward about 8 inches in front of the hip. We're going to start to adjust the weight towards that side. So the forward foot now points towards that same wall. Press down with the foot that's on the floor. Press down with the hand that's on the ground. And lift the hips. That may be where you stay. Maybe the foot starts to float up as well. Pausing here for a few breaths. Good. So just go ahead and release your way down to your butt. And then we're going to go ahead and switch the legs over towards the side of the room. And then lower yourself all the way down on your back. Once you find your way on your back, pull the knee towards the TV, towards your chest. Take that same arm, extend it out to the side. And you're going to take the leg over to the opposite side, finding that twist. Deepening the breath as you're here. Allowing the breath to go all the way up into the chest. And allowing that exhale to be so strong that it just lets the body release. Good. Leg comes back to center. Slowly release the leg back forward. Other knee pulls in towards the chest. That same arm as the leg extends out to the side. And then you bring that leg towards the TV. As you do that, you should feel that stretch go a bit deeper into the side body. Twisting out the spine, deepening the breath. Breathing all the way up into the chest. Exhaling so fully, it creates a bit more of a release throughout the body. Good. Slowly bring the legs back to center. You're going to hug both knees into your chest. Curling yourself into a tiny little ball. Take the forehead, pull it into the knees. Give yourself a big squeeze. Everybody, big inhale through the nose. Hold the breath at the top. Holding here for the next 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale to release. Coming into your Shavasana or joining me in a seated meditation. Good. If you're coming into that seat, legs are crossed, chest is lifted, palms are facing up on your thighs. If you're in the Shavasana, your arms are extended out to the side with the palms facing up. Everybody close the eyes down and deepen the breath. And then start to allow the breath just to come back to whatever feels normal and natural for you. But let the breath come in and out gently. As you're laying here or seated here, can you keep that gaze within and start to follow that breath through the body? Just noticing where it goes. How does it move through you? And how are you responding to that? How is the body responding to that breath? It's coming in and exiting gently. But how does the body move with that? Once we start to bring that awareness fully into the breath and into the body as you breathe, you should feel a bit of a sensation as if you're floating. Slowly start to deepen the breath. Begin to allow your inhales and your exhales to become a bit longer. Breathing in more life and energy back into the body. If you're seated in meditation, stay there. If you're laying on your back, start to put some movement into your fingers and toes. Start to wiggle those a bit. And then those of you lying on your back, extend the arms up and over the head. Create a bit more space and extension. Find some more length. If you're on your back, bring your knees in towards your chest. And begin to roll yourself over to the side facing the TV. And press down with your hands, work your way up into a seated pose. I'm going to bring the palms together. And then bring your thumbs towards your chest center. Keep your gaze within and just notice this moment. Being aware of how your body feels now. Be noticing the changes that are already sinking in from your practice. Today we worked a lot on strength. Finding that power from a place that's beyond the physical. How can we bring that into our life? Bow your head forward towards your hands. Leading you through the practice, that is my honor. The light that lives within me salutes that same light that lives within you. Namaste.